Hey YouTube, what's happening? It's Richard, founder of Short Term Rental University and the Airbnb Superhost. We're filming today in my newly renovated condo here in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. We did a before film. If you haven't seen that, Charles, link it up here. Check it out. I think you'll find the difference before to today remarkable. And that's the point of the video. I just want to talk about sort of what was and some vision, some decor, some accents like throw pillows and lighting changes and paint and things that all of us can do. I really was mixed about making this. I'm not trying to like show off or anything like that, but I do want to show you what somebody can do, what like a little bit of vision, creativity, and some work. And you can do it too, whether it's your shared space, your studio, your one bedroom, or your mega mansion. And just realize that this has been a lifetime in coming, and it's due to resources that I put to work from working and saving and 1031s and just real estate. So you can do it too. Now, let's get started. Charles, follow me. Okay, so before we get started, I just want to go on the record as saying we have our priorities straight. Charles and I have a 2:30 p.m. tee-off time. He's leaving tomorrow. We needed to capture the after film, so it's not perfect yet. It's not 100% done. It's far from clean. It needs to be dusted and all that, so forgive me. I know I harp a lot on paying attention to the details in your Airbnb photos, and yet here I am filming a video that's like partly done, but it's close enough. The point of the video is educational, not about perfection. So, for instance, this mirror isn't up yet. There's all sorts of things that we're going to uncover that are problematic, but cut me a break. I'm just trying to help everyone out and show you what we did and why I did it and so on. So, Charles, before we go further, roll them back to what this wall looked like before, because it's really different now. The very first thing I want to point out is this wall. While this wallpaper is nice and bright and so on, it's not really me. And so the modern mountain look that I'm going for is going to be changing this, replacing this with reclaimed barnwood, exterior siding, this whole wall from floor to ceiling. It's going to be super cool. And then in trying to get the same sort of modern mountain feeling, I'm going to be changing just about everything here. Okay, so we're back. So you saw before it was that pink wallpaper. Turned out to be a really nice wallpaper. Friends of mine that were decorators told me who made it, and it's really expensive, and I'm not taking anything away from it, but it didn't really resonate with this guy. This exterior reclaimed wood, this is what they build fences, like highway fences in Wyoming, I think adds a lot more character. All the imperfections, the discoloration, the knots, the exposed nails, like it's much more warm and Wyoming-esque, and also much more fitting for this guy. So this is my home and this is where I live, and I want it to feel like me and not someone else. Here's a little thing that you should know. My contractors, who were exceptional, covered the pink wallpaper with black tar paper, so that when there's gaps in the wood, which there are because this is reclaimed wood and it's not milled to perfection, you would see through. And looking at black is cool, but looking at pink would be a distraction. So make sure you treat the wall properly. The other thing you'll notice here is these big photos. When I was hiking in Joshua Tree, I realized that I really love photography. It's a creative outlet for me. I take a lot of photos and I really enjoy it, and I've hung them in different places. But I kind of thought about making this home mine and showcasing my art and my creativity. And so it's kind of like work, live, loft, gallery. Now, how cool is that for an Airbnb? So the wall is remarkably different. I love it. It came out really cool. If you take a look over here, it's all custom. So we have the controls built in. And then the other big thing that we focused in the before video was this fireplace. It used to be much more traditional. We're going with a patinaed steel. So this is going to be a very sleek, modern, industrial looking fireplace. We're going to change the television so that it actually goes right in there. And so if you start to think about it, we're going to have this patinaed steel, industrial, next to this really nice, warm, reclaimed wood. I think it was ivory in color. It stuck out. It had all of the different, traditional touches. And I wanted to go much more industrial, metal, like masculine. And it came out great. I couldn't be happier with it. My guy Attila is just a real artist, and I appreciate everything he did for me. If you take a look at all of the details, these bolts and nuts and the corners, and we actually did all of the door frames and all of the floorboards here, the trim rather, it's all the same metal with the attention to detail, and this guy just really did great work. This is one of Charles and my favorite things. This is custom. There is no wall plate. The switch for the fireplace is built in. You know how hard that is to engineer and do? Anyway, Attila did unbelievable work, and I'm really grateful for that. The other thing that he did that's super cool, and we talked about before, follow me, Charles. Point up there so they can see these are super high ceilings, and up there is a little loft area with perhaps the best view of Snow King. It's just a great, great view. So we're gonna build in a custom-made ladder that pulls out like this, and you can climb up there. He built this ladder here for me so I can go up here and have a cup of coffee looking at Snow Mountain. Now, this isn't completed yet either, but I'm just talking about creativity, design, craftsmanship, and getting great people to do great work for you. He also did this built-in here, which is still a work in progress, but I've got places to hang all my different coats, cubbies for, say, hats and mittens. Right now it's still being unpacked. If you check this out, down here, pardon the golf clubs, down here, got a place for, I don't know, 8 pairs of shoes, and these shelves are removable so I can put boots there. Nice pillow cushion, one life. All right, so now we're gonna check out the kitchen. Charles, roll the film of the before where these cabinets were lime green and a multicolored background. What I wanted to do was create something that was more in keeping, again, with me and the rest of the decor, and so we went with a dark paint color. We use special paint, so this actually looks like it's lacquer or originally painted that way. The guys did a great job, so shout out to Coldwater, and thank you very much. The backsplash, we went with a vintage glass, so it just makes the space look bigger. And how cool is it here when I'm washing my hands or doing dishes, I'm looking at my art. It's super cool. Really, really like that. And then again, we used Attila and his craftsmanship to do a wrapping around what used to be that bright colored backsplash, and that was just sheetrock, what you're looking at right there. And instead we gave it a little bit more depth and warmth. The metal has the patina, and it's really kind of cool. So I'm psyched with it. I think it turned out great. You see some more photos over here, and I want to just highlight a couple of the decoration things to give people ideas. Here we used throw pillows. Really huge shout out to the people that I found on Etsy, Pillow Girls. They did great work. They took a look at the room measurements and the fabric colors that I sent them, and they helped me organize and figure out what throw pillows and sizes and quantities, and that was amazing. And so it just adds a whole different level of, you know, complexity and richness to the place, and I'm just super psyched. One other thing that we talked about before was, if you remember, Charles, maybe you can roll the film, there used to be these like low-hanging track lights, and they just sort of seemed disruptive, and there was a chandelier. If you look at it now, we just went with a very minimalist set of tracks. It's on a new technology called Cassetta by Lutron, and I have A and B tracks. So I actually have lights that I've programmed. I haven't actually done it on my phone, but that's the next step. So I can have just like the art lights on, or just the room lights on, or both lights. And so like that sort of control is really excellent. It's not that expensive. It's all, I don't know, wireless or Bluetooth technology now, but it's controlled by your phone. And I just wanted to do it again because I think having that additional control really is elegant. Let's go into the bedroom. All right, so here we are in the master bedroom. We went and installed some shades. We talked about that before. We changed all the trim color to be the same color as the rest of the kitchen and units. You're gonna see the built-in a second. A lot of this furniture came from my place in New York, but we added a accent color in the back, which I think goes really well with the art. That's not my photo, but I love it. And if you move, you can actually see the waves move. It's pretty cool. But here we've got some nice pillows on the bed. The bed's not perfectly made. It's not ironed, apologies. But here you can see a new couch, and we put some throw pillows on there, and I think that works really well. And then I want to come over here, Charles, and just show you a couple things. We're missing another piece of art. It's on its way, but there's going to be a matching one here. This is my work. I think it looks really cool with the water and the blue, and this one's also got some blue in it, and so we're playing on that. And then this built-in, if you recall, was like sort of a fake dark wood, and it just sort of looked yesteryear. And I wanted to make it, again, more consistent with everything. So we painted everything the same color. And then in the bathroom, what we did was we changed the lights again, and we put in the cassetta, so I have controls everywhere. I'm turning them on manually only because I still don't have it programmed, but it could be one button and certain lights come on. This I'm really proud of. This is my kids and I when we finished the Tour de Mont Blanc, a 110-mile hike last summer. It carried everything, stayed hut to hut. And here's the bathroom. This is a work in progress. At some point I'd like to modify it, but I love the paint, I love the art, I love what's going on here, and it's just big and clean and bright. All right, so Charles, follow me downstairs. And just as a reminder, while I'm living up here, one of the main reasons that I bought this place, in addition to the proximity and what I thought would be great potential, was the fact that it's a duplex, which means there's a dedicated floor. We're installing a lock here, so it'll be completely locked off, and somebody can rent just the downstairs with their own separate entrance. So check it out. Again, this is a work in progress. This TV is being hung today. The TV in the other bedroom's being hung today. But here what we did basically was new furniture. The furniture that you saw in the last video was all rented. It was the staging company, so I didn't own any of it. Now this is my furniture that I've bought and I've decorated. Again, my art over here. We have a little kitchenette. This doesn't have a full kitchen, but again, I painted this and the trim and the doors to match with the upstairs. If you come in here, again, the beds aren't made. Don't even have pillowcases on, but Attila made the headboards out of the matching wood and the iron upstairs. And then here's some art of mine that I took when I was in Bali. And just a great functional, bedroom for a couple of kids. In here, the downstairs master, if you will, is a queen. This is where Charles has been staying. You can see a custom pillow, some art. The TV's going up later today, and then we have a small outdoor space. I hope to put a hot tub there, but I'm having some difficulty with the weight restrictions for the building and so on, but it's a work in progress. And so this little, 2-bedroom apartment's on Airbnb, and I think it's going to do really well. I'm super excited, and I hope the guests that stay here are going to enjoy the proximity to everything and the comfort and the convenience and the newness and the renovation and the cleanliness, and it's all it takes, really. Okay, cool. So the last thing I want to show you is this. Charles has been using this. This is the bathroom down here. And again, we painted all of the cabinets so that they look much more modern and in keeping with the rest of the aesthetic. And I think it turned out great. Charles, have you been enjoying it?
Yep.
Awesome. So anyway, that's basically it. In another 24 hours, this place will be clean and spotless and so on. And we would have done the film then, except Charles will be on a plane back home. And like I said at the beginning, priorities. I gotta show Charles what's up when it comes to the game of golf. Don't you think, Charles? You're even shaking the camera, no? Anyway, guys, thanks so much for paying attention. I hope you found this interesting. Let me know what you like, what you would have done different, what renovations you've done. This is just one man and one opinion, but I think it came out great. I'm super pumped to be here. I'm super pumped to welcome guests here. I think they're gonna love it. Can't beat it. I'm so psyched. Anyway, please like the video and subscribe. Thanks, guys.